Cheesesteak Stories Podcast. We got Blake. We're going from media. And Blake's going to go watch people climb greased poles. You say that by itself.
Yeah.
People are going to think differently of you, Blake.
Yeah. It's just not normal for me. I usually don't do something like this.
You go to the Italian, what's it called? The Italian Market Festival?
Yeah, Italian Market Festival, South Street, South Philly.
Nice. Now, all right, so I pitch up in media. How long have you lived in this area? Have you always been Delco, media?
I actually grew up in southern Chester County, close to Landenberg, out near Longwood Gardens.
Oh, out there, Marone's Deli.
Yeah, Marone's, all right. Marone's is amazing.
Love Marone's.
Yeah.
That's your Wayside Market.
Yeah, I grew up about 2 minutes from Marone's.
Love that place. Love that meat. I always tell people, whenever people say that the roll's the most important part of the cheesesteak,
Yep.
I say you got to go out to Marone's Deli and you will remember that the meat is the most important part. You also have, I think, Tough Kenneman, you have Liliana's.
Yep.
Does like a Spanish cheesesteak, put some spices on it. That was different. That was good. I'm not a hot person, but that had a nice flavor without burning your mouth.
Okay.
All right, so when you get a cheesesteak, what's your normal order?
Usually add the onions. I'm actually not a whiz fan, so provolone. I usually go with. Yeah. I'm a little bit of an oddball. I told you, I'm not a big cheesesteak guy.
You mentioned, well, that's my next question. You're not eating cheesesteaks, which you rarely eat. What do you eat?
Yeah, usually roast pork. That's usually my go-to.
What do you get on the roast pork?
Actually, I've been going to this place called State Street Sandwiches. It's right in Media, and they do this roast pork with a long hot, but I've been swapping it out for they have a spicy slaw, so I usually like spice. It's really good. They make if you ever go there, they have a great roast beef sandwich. That's kind of what they're known for. That's
right on State Street, right?
Yeah, right on State Street. Yeah.
Oh, you know what you have? Oh my goodness, probably top 3 things I've eaten in the last 6 years. Bittersweet Kitchen.
Bittersweet Kitchen, yeah.
That's right by there, right?
Yep, great brunch, yeah.
Their breakfast sandwich on French toast, maybe?
Okay.
I don't know. I had a Bittersweet Kitchen. They have a breakfast BLT. I think that's what it was called. Breakfast BLT. That was unbelievable. You guys got some nice stuff in media.
Okay. It's a great place.
Let's not get carried away.
What's that?
Let's not get carried away.
Well, they're good for brunch.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we have nice food. Spazzo's, whatever, the pizza place right there.
Yeah.
Well, more than a pizza place, but their bricks oven pizza, or their you guys got some nice stuff. Hot sauce. You mentioned hot sauce from Big Al's. So you like provolone, you like hot sauce, or you like long hots.
Yeah.
So your normal order: provolone cheese, fried onions.
Yeah.
Now in cheesesteaks, you're eating roast pork with long hots.
Yep.
Sharp provolone.
Yeah.
Sharp provolone. So your first cheesesteak, where was it from? Do you remember it? Was it anything special? Was Marone's a place you guys hung out in South Chester County, or?
Yeah, I mean, Marone's might have been my first, because, like I said, we were lived in Wesker, about 2 minutes from there when I was younger. But nothing sticks out in my mind as like my first,
your first
really
cheesesteak
good
love?
Cheesesteak. You know what's crazy is Marone's, actually, what I remember about the place was no matter what I got, I always left with a moon pie. They had moon pies. That was the thing. Always had a moon pie, no matter whether I was getting a cheesesteak or just Italian hoagie, whatever.
been there recently? They have Stock's pound cake now.
Okay.
Yeah, they have. That's an interesting little market. You get some specialty stuff there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while since I'm not. My parents live about 15 minutes further away from there now, so I haven't actually stopped off. But now I will have to stop off next time I'm around there.
How about Belly Busters? Was Belly Busters around when you were little, or was that further away?
Belly Busters, where's that?
Out in like further out down Route 1-ish. Franklin Beer Post, Franklin Beer something down there. What's the name of that town? Avondale.
Okay. That's not ringing a bell. Oh, yeah. Is it like in the one that's in the old post office? Or...
The one I've been to is kind of stands by itself.
Okay.
Safeway. I think one of the big Safeway grain elevators is across the street.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
All right. How about word association? I'll say a word. Tell me what pops into your mind. Cheesesteak.
I'd say South Philly.
South Philly pops in. All right. Can you make up a story about some great cheesesteak story where you used a cheesesteak to save the lives of, you saved a kitten from a tree with a cheesesteak, or,
I don't think I have.
anything you want to do? I mean, this is, I'm trying to get this podcast off the ground. I need any no fact checking. I don't have any fact checkers yet, so it's.
So I can just make up anything.
The time you were in line at Pat's and the Swedish bikini volleyball team stopped by and you got on the bus with them and ate cheesesteaks and talked volleyball.
No, I don't think I have any. I mean, the only cheesesteak story, the only thing that sticks out in my mind is it's not a crazy exciting story or anything. What's always amazing to me is how Philadelphia cheesesteak has, made its way. It's pretty much all over the U.S. and I'm sure in other countries now. But I remember a couple years ago I flew out to L.A. and I forget which street it was on. It was in L.A. and there's a Philadelphia cheesesteak place. And I stopped in and got a Philadelphia cheesesteak. So I'm like, well, I mean, I gotta try it out and see if it's any good. It was all right. Nothing like spectacular, but it is amazing to me how the Philadelphia cheesesteak has made its way around, and there's just specific places now in other cities where all they basically focus on is cheesesteaks, and I guess they do a good business because people want to say they had a Philadelphia cheesesteak whether they're actually in Philadelphia or not.
This is how my mind works. You're in Philly, and cheesesteaks are like the third or fourth thing you get.
Yeah.
But you're in LA, and you go get a cheesesteak.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. You watch NFL Network? You ever seen Colleen Wolfe on the NFL Network?
Yeah.
So she's from Philly, and I actually did a calendar a couple years ago, and I didn't listen to everybody, and I printed a calendar, printed a whole bunch of them, and just like everybody predicted, no one bought them. So I was trying to figure out what to do with them. So I decided any celebrity with a Philadelphia tie, I mailed it to them. I mailed it to Colleen Wolfe, care of NFL Network. So she gets it, and she sidebar. I sent one to Mike Golick Jr.
Yeah.
And he took a picture of it and posted it on Twitter at the time, on X. And he was holding it down. He got more comments about his new Air Jordans than he did the calendar. So Colleen Wolfe gets it, and she's using it because now they're doing the schedule release party.
Yeah.
They did a segment on what games are you circling on your calendar. was this segment they were doing. So she actually used my calendar on national TV to circle and talk about the games she was looking forward to. And so she starts following me. And she would occasionally comment on my posts on Instagram. And so one day, we're having one of our typical snowstorms here, where it just ties everything up for 2 hours, and then like the next day we just have that crappy, dirty snow along the side of the road.
Okay.
And we're having one of those couple days. She's posting pictures, her and all her pretty friends and husbands, and they're on the side of a mountain sipping mimosas, playing cornhole, overlooking, the LA Valley and stuff. And then the next day she posts, I'm stuck here in California and all I can think about is a cheesesteak. Which I thought was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I felt like someone needed to tell her it was ridiculous. So I typed out a reply saying I thought it was ridiculous. And I actually thought, because everybody always says, think before you hit send. So I actually thought, I got a national celebrity putting my calendar on national TV. This is advertising I can't afford. This is like a home run, uncompensated national endorsements. I'm like, I really can't mess this up. But then I thought, if she's from Philly, she'll get it and she'll appreciate the fact that I called her a fibber. So I sent it. As you were telling that story, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, it ties in with the LA thing. Do I dare ask how you? Well, maybe you just sent it to NFL Network, like headquarters, attention. I was like, there could be some weird stalkerish type things to get their addresses.
Well, it's funny. The Kelseys do a podcast. Jason and Travis, and someone had posted a picture online of Jason's locker at the NovaCare, and he had a separate locker for just stacks of boxes and stuff.
People sending him.
Right, and he said, and Travis said. Travis said that he told the Chiefs, if I don't give you a heads up, anything sent here for me, give to security, give it away.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Yep.
And Jason's like, not me, because I take it, I look at it, because I eventually get to everything. He's like, we get some interesting sent to us. But yeah, no, it's definitely, No, it was definitely just a cheesesteak calendar in a envelope, sent courtesy of care of NFL Network.
Oh, nice. Anyone else get it, post it, or anything, or
just her and Mike Golick.
Okay.
Mike Golick Jr.
Which guy? Yeah, he got the comments on. Not Mike Golick Sr. though.
Not Senior. I should probably do something to send to Mike Golick Sr. now. He needs something to do.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I don't know what I watched, but I must have watched something with Golick in it, because now all I'm getting is all these Mike Golick on every podcast in the world complaining about the way he got fired and missing it and wanting to get back into it. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, they had a good morning show going.
Yeah, Mike and Mike.
It's unfortunate.
All right, so have you come up with any amazing things you've done with the cheesesteak?
I don't think so.
No.
I think you got the wrong guy for an amazing cheesesteak story.
I mean, we would like it to be factual, but doesn't have to be.
wish I could say I saved a puppy using a cheesesteak or something, but I don't think I...
You heard it here first, folks. Blake saved a puppy using a cheesesteak. And with that, unless you have any parting thoughts, none?
No, I think just everyone after this should have a cheesesteak.
Go to L.A.
Yeah, well, first go to L.A. to get a good cheesesteak.
If you're
not spectacular, but...
If you're in Philly, get a roast pork. But if you're going into L.A., get a cheesesteak. Actually, there's a lot of places. I see a bunch of places around the country online that are opening cheesesteaks. Thanks a lot, Blake. You were great.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, no, it doesn't rhyme. Philadelphia Cheesesteak Stories Podcast. And from the category, if you can't make this stuff up, I was on my way home. It's time for my nap. I had my breakfast deal from Wendy's. I was heading home. I said, let me take one more ride. And it turned out to be Rich. And guess where Rich is going? Rich, where are you going?
Delco's Originals. Jeff, actually. My name's Jeff.
Jeff? Is it Jeff?
Yeah, I'm Jeff. Thanks. Sorry.
Did someone else order the ride for you, or did I get that wrong?
No, it's mine. That's the first name. I got my second name.
All right.
Dad, first name.
Sorry.
That's it.
Delco's Original.
Yes.
Painter, what do they call it? Painter's Crossing?
Painter's Crossing Shopping Center, yeah.
Nice. All right. You told me already that you were, what, 17 years there?
Yeah, it's about 17 years, yeah.
Now, when you order a cheesesteak, what's your typical order?
Well, if I ordered a cheesesteak, I'd order it with whiz, ketchup, long hots, and fried onions.
Nice. Well, you work at Delco's Original. Aside from Delco's Original, where would you consider your best cheesesteak? Your favorite?
Good question. Del Sandro's. I like a Del Sandro's cheesesteak. I'm not a big, tourist trap areas cheesesteak. Pat's and Gino's, I don't eat there. Del Sandro's is probably the best. Claymont Steak used to have a good cheesesteak. I think it kind of went downhill after that, but it's still not bad. What else is it? Sonny's up in Philadelphia Market Street. Good cheesesteak.
Nice.
What's the third one I would go to? I'd have to go somewhere. Place over in Jersey, I can't think of the name of it. It has a good cheesesteak. Went there one time. It's like a little garden shop. Name escapes right now, but it was a dynamite little place. They got like 12 of them in New Jersey.
Gaetano's?
Could very well be, yeah. Went there one time traveling through Jersey, stopped, got cheesesteak. It was delicious. Very good cheesesteak.
When you're not eating cheesesteaks, what do you eat?
What's my go-to food besides pizza and cheesesteak?
Side pizza and cheesesteaks.
Well, I like a good antipasto salad or something good Italian. Gnocchis, raviolis.
Nice.
Not fried, not greasy. Work with that all day long.
What's your earliest cheesesteak memory?
Earliest cheesesteak memory. My dad actually owned a cheesesteak shop back all the way in 1970s and 80s called the Gourmet Shop on Marsh Road. Made cheesesteaks and subs, that we called it at the time, not hoagies, but subs. And that was probably 10, 11, 12 years old. And I loved them ever since.
The Gourmet Shop on Marsh Road.
1717 Marsh Road, yep.
By Silverside or down by?
Right next to Silverside. Right next to, used to be Mr. Pizza and Us. We were the only two places that served basic food. And across the street was an old place called a chicken place. I can't think of its name. They sold great buckets of chicken.
Nice.
Yeah, old school stuff. $5 for a bucket of chicken. Now I'm dating myself.
Any good cheesesteak stories? Any good? You ever save a cat from a tree with a cheesesteak? You ever meet a girl with a cheesesteak?
We've had some great stories, I guess. There's some good stuff. There's some good ones and bad ones.
Give us a bad one first.
Bad one? Give you a good bad one. I had a customer come in the store a couple weeks ago, order, I don't know, like 6 or 7 cheesesteaks, all different. Every cheesesteak was different. Every cheesesteak was unique to itself. And then forgot his wallet. So what do you do?
Right.
You can't throw them away. You just give them to the customer. You say, yo, man, if you could come back, we'd really freaking appreciate it and pay us. And we still haven't seen them since. It's been, 6 weeks now. $300, $200 for the cheesesteaks, large is expensive. So that was a bad one. That kind of stung a little bit because most people come back. Most people say, "Here's my phone number. Call me." You stand there, you call them, they answer their phone, like, "Oh, good stuff." And within a week, they come back and pay. So that one kind of stung. The guy kind of got us on that one.
Note to self:
Yeah.
Go order 10 cheesesteaks and say you forgot your wallet.
Yeah, right. Exactly. As they're ringing you, order the 10 cheesesteaks and go put your hand up like you got a phone call. We go make the 10 cheesesteaks. He comes back in. He's like, "Oh, I forgot my wallet." It's like, "Yeah, you got your car. We're not going to chase him out to his car,
Right, yeah, I got you. Gotcha.
It's one of those things, you just trust the guy. Yeah, absolutely. I know what he looks like, at least that's back,
What, all right, how about a good one now?
Good story?
Yes.
Let's see, we make, a couple weeks ago, we made 100 cheesesteaks for the Delaware lacrosse team.
Oh.
The following week, that week they played University of Pennsylvania. The following week, we ended up making cheesesteaks for University of Pennsylvania's lacrosse team. They enjoyed the Delaware lacrosse team cheesesteaks. So after the game was over, they all got together, ate our cheesesteaks. Like, we're going to order it next week. The following week, we made cheesesteaks, like 120 cheesesteaks for Drexel's lacrosse team. And about 2 weeks later, for Townsend's lacrosse team. So by making one cheesesteak for one lacrosse team, we're going to make it for like 300-400 more for all their competitors who are at our cheesesteaks. Like, wow, that's good.
You tapped into the lacrosse cheesesteak market.
And you don't even know that stuff, You think you're doing something good for some team. Garnet Valley, for example, we donate a lot of food to Garnet Valley School District. Their football teams, their baseball teams, their hockey teams, their soccer teams, lacrosse teams.
What do they do, like fundraiser type stuff, like where you?
We just, you pick a school and you help a school out. Unionville, we do a lot of stuff for Unionville too. You just 60 cheesesteaks, no big deal. We just throw it out to them, and what we get back is the customers all the time coming on the weekends. Unionville shirts, Garnet Valley shirts, and say thanks. Cheesesteaks are great. We like 10 of them. So it works out well. If you give it, it comes back.
Right.
That's a lesson learned. You don't really think that works that way, but it really does.
Was it gifts cast upon the waters come back sevenfold?
Yeah, well, it'd be nice if it was. It comes back. I don't know if it's sevenfold, but it comes back.
Karma.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
That's a good point. It is karma.
Do you have any from high school? Cutting school, getting cheesesteaks, going to your dad's when he's not looking?
Yeah,
off?
absolutely. Well, cutting school and working for my dad. That was the other one too. I need you to help me out today. No, I got no help. I'll take care of your test. Just don't worry about it. It's like, all right. So I can work for my dad. It's what we did. It's a family thing.
I have a story I love. It's very long though. That I had a little misunderstanding in school, and they called my dad, and because I didn't want him to call my dad, and it turned out he needed me to do some stuff for him that day. So he was like, "Come see me." He forgot all about what happened at school.
Been there.
Yeah, I'm standing there looking at him. He's like, "What?" I said, "No, I said I got it." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, what happened at school?"
Right.
Dad, it was just a big misunderstanding. Oh, okay, go ahead. No, I need you to do that. Go do that.
Good for you.
Good. All right. How about a lesson learned from working with Dad?
Yeah. My dad was a good guy.
Any good lessons learned? Any good customer service?
You could actually probably film a TV show at our store with the characters we have at our store. Always something going on. I can tell you this, being there for as many years as I've been there, I'm going in now, I got to cut steak, a couple hundred pounds of steak in the morning, and I'll try to lay my day out, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, thinking this will happen, and I guarantee you it won't. Even after being there 15 years, something today will happen that I will not expect, that has never happened before, that you have to look at somebody and say, what the hell just happened, and how do we let that happen? It's just the unexpected on an everyday business and dealing with the public and the retail. It's fun to work with, but at the same time, it can be pretty damn stressful. You look up, there could be 25 people standing in line, all pointing fingers. Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. What
We were so busy they were throwing coins at us because we couldn't get the sandwiches out on time.
What
Yeah.
What's some? I just can't get over throwing coins at you.
Yeah,
but,
right.
What's craziest order? What's something that someone's ordered and you're just like, that's not going to taste good?
Okay. Just the other day, large cheesesteak, whiz, olive oil, vinegar, ketchup, salt and pepper.
Ugh.
Yeah, vinegar. I don't know where the vinegar came from, but it had my curiosity up, so I had to make a small one to try it. No, it does not work. It did not work. It will never work. Vinegar does not go with whiz and ketchup. It's just a different condiment. But I mean, that's what they wanted. That's what we made. I guess he was happy with it. I don't know.
Did anybody ask him why would you put?
No, we don't ask that question. Why? God, we could ask that question all day long. What the hell are you thinking, man?
How about
One of the things I get a kick out of, people come in, they talk about cheesesteaks. You know, we want to try a cheesesteak. We're out of town. Told to go here. It's a good cheesesteak. And instead of just getting a cheesesteak with a little bit of ketchup and maybe some cheese on it, they'll load it up with sweet peppers, hot peppers, onions, pickles, tomatoes, and you really can't taste the cheesesteak. You're tasting all the condiments, and it's a mess. It's tough to eat. It's a mess of a sandwich to eat. You got to eat with a fork and a knife, and it's, you know, because we overstuff our steaks, and so it's.
I agree. I had a guest eater one time. He goes, "Come on, we'll go to my favorite place," and the place had one of those like they have in Philly, like a pickle.
Right.
All the hot relish.
Really?
He had it like that thick on top of the
You can't even
cheesesteak.
taste it. Yeah,
It's
you can't
like,
taste
yeah, exactly. I'm like, how is this your favorite? I said, this is your favorite because they have that pickle bar.
it. Yeah, hot pepper relish on it. Yeah, you can just eat that and it'll be the same thing.
What you and your friends, I guess, if you worked at a cheesesteak shop, you and your buddies, like,
Yeah. Monday we'll all go out shopping. I mean, we work together, we do things together. It's just, you know, the camaraderie of working, you know, with guys your age who understand the same thing, who've been in the business forever. Like I said, Rich, who owns a place, he owned the Spadas on Parkside for 4 or 5 years, Charlie and Spada and stuff like that. So he's been in the business for probably 35, 40 years of his life. So he knows it by the back of his hand. His brother Brian works there and knows it by the back of his hand. Bob knows the business inside and out. He's owned another cheesesteak shop in Pennsylvania. So we all have history in the business. You know, even though we've all broken away from it one time or another, we all seem to come back to it. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you why.
you guys go off every Monday?
No, just Memorial Day we're closed. So.
Gotcha. Hey, if you guys ever get together,
Will do.
I want to meet you. Yeah, I'll meet you at the 19th hole.
I got your blog right here.
The stories that must come out of that.
Oh yeah.
A couple of drinks.
We can tell you some stories. Absolutely, we can tell you some stories.
All right. Any cheesesteaks related to romance stories?
We've done a couple of weddings, but no, not that I can think of. Not that I know of, let's put it that way. I try to stay out of people's personal lives. That's nothing but trouble up there.
Anybody get a date because they gave away a cheesesteak?
Yeah, we actually, yeah. Brian's picked a couple of girls up at the counter. Yeah, it's funny. He's the kind of guy that no matter what he's doing, if there's a good-looking girl at the counter, he'll stop and walk up to the counter and start talking to him. And yes, he's gotten 3 or 4 dates, and a couple of them they should go into the annals of history. All types of women. I mean, dear God. His last one was tried to. She said, I've been watching you. And he's like, okay, that's cool. That's good stuff. I'll count like that. She goes, I think you need help. He's like, I'm here to help you. He's like, what? Like, yeah, we need to go see my priest, and then we need to go to an AA place, and then we need to get you into rehab. He's like, what? What the hell are you talking about?
It sounded like she needed a ride to AA.
Yeah, she needs some psychological help, man. It was good stuff. He came back the next day. He's like, you never would have guessed what happened.
Did see, it's Brian. Now it's on the one side, I'm kind of worried about putting this on the podcast because we might upset Brian. But on the other hand,
they won't upset him. Dear God, no.
There's several. I've heard of several stories where people have met over a cheesesteak and coming back many times to try and get the person's attention. So.
Yeah, we've had a few of those.
Any. All right. How about a bad one again? Any
bad one? What's a bad one?
Any big fights in the lobby? Any customers arguing? Any customers hearing someone else order and saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, we've had a few of those. You just try to qualm that. Let's see. Last time we had a fight in the stores, about 2 years ago. Just one of the biggest issues we have in there is people grabbing other people's sandwiches, or somebody coming in trying to grab. Recently, it's just, I don't know if it's the economy, but people come in, they stay at the counter, they kind of look, and you think they're with somebody else, but they're not. And you put a sandwich on the counter saying, "I got a cheesesteak with ketchup to go," and you're looking for the guy who it is, and the guy on the right kind of grabs it, like it's mine, walks away. 10 seconds later, the guy comes to the counter and goes, "Yeah, cheesesteak ketchup." It's like, well, it's going out the door right now. Because you got so many people in the area, you just assume that, people are honest, and 99% of the times they are. So it's just, Jesus Christ, what do you do? You're busy, you got to blow this guy's cheesesteak out real fast, you got to get it done, you're like, gosh darn it.
We just had that. I was at lunch with a friend yesterday, and we sat at the bar, and at one point, they did a ton for a bar, they did a ton of takeout.
Right.
And at one point, there had to be 7 bags.
Yep.
On the end of the bar, and at different times, a person would come in, look at the bags, grab one, and go. Not even. Yeah. And we just looked at each other like, holy mackerel! They, I think Wawa, because I've done some. I did some, I've done Uber Eats a couple times, and Wawa used to have the big rack out, but I think a lot of the Wawas stopped doing that. You got to go pick it up and verify.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're an Uber driver or a delivery Eats driver and you know that place has that and you're hungry, you just go and grab a bag.
Well, that's what my buddy and I said yesterday. We're like,
no verification,
I wish,
checkpoints.
We're the bar we were at yesterday, we're like, if we were different kinds of people, we'd come back in tomorrow and grab lunch.
Right, checks and balances, no checks and balances, right? And sometimes you can have them, but they get lost when you're busy. It's one of those things. You're trying to get the customer in and out of the store in a pretty damn decent amount of time, because nobody wants to wait 20 minutes, 15 minutes for a cheesesteak. It's something that can be made in 10 minutes and out of the store. Unless they got fries and hoagies, and then you got a couple of minutes to do everything.
All right, we got 2 minutes. What's that story you haven't been wanting to tell me? What's that clincher story that you did? I can't tell you unless I get permission from everybody in the store.
One of those borderline stores. One
of those unnamed stores, or God, maybe start the story with, "Well, I heard this happen."
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this happened, but I heard.
Hypothetically, one time this happened, right?
Hypothetically, I heard that one time, maybe.
Hypothetically, I heard one time that one of my employees woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, thinking it was 7 o'clock in the morning, went to work, realized it was 2 o'clock in the morning because he was a little too damn drunk, ended up sleeping on the tables till 7 o'clock in the morning, and then going up saying, "Okay, I'm back at work again." He passed out a little early in the afternoon, woke up 2 o'clock thinking it was 6:30 and still dark out. Drove to work drunk, pulled in the parking lot, unlocked the door, walked in, realized it was 2:30 in the morning. Came in the next morning and still sleeping on the table. It's like, dear God, left here late. We've had some mishaps, that's for sure.
I would think so in the people business. You don't think they can go up and make a left up there and come back around instead of waiting?
It's up to you. That's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I always make a left here. A lot of times that light's for sure. This used to be a good customer. State Farm, they shut their doors.
Did they?
Have Endo right next to us. They shut their doors. We used to be a completely lunch-based business. Our lunches used to be banging because all the commercial around here.
Yeah.
All the corporate offices.
I can't believe they closed.
Yep. And then during COVID, we switched over to dinner. And our dinner rush now is our primary rush. Lunch is decent, but not at what it used to be. Because we used to have Endo down the street. We used to have State Farm here, and all the corporate offices were packed. And lunches used to be bang, 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 bang. And it switched over. And now lunches are good, don't get me wrong, but dinner is bang, 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 bang. So,
You guys, do you do anything with that X-Golf?
all the time, absolutely all the time. Yeah, we're delivering to them 5-6 times a week. Left here. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I enjoyed that. We'll look forward to that.
Made the ride go a little faster, right? I hate that ride.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
I'll enjoy